Continuing with the whole Nike situation, Mike Wilbon came out, of course. Everyone is pointing to this statement he made, saying that he'll no longer buy the Ja shoe for his son because he doesn't want to support the image that he's putting out. Me and you definitely, at our martial arts class that we go to twice a week, we're talking about the new Ja release. And, man, you gonna buy this? And no, I'm gonna wait. Gabe got to wait till the summer on that one. And we joked about the whole China thing. Gabe got a hold of from DH Gate links. It was saying he was gonna start saving his own money to buy every color of Ja he wants. And I said, Gabe, they're fake, man. You understand they're not the real. I don't care. They look good.
He doesn't care.
Cause see, Gabe's got a reputation at the school, man. This is what Gabe is, the shoe
Great
god.
shoe game.
He's the shoe god at the school, man, because he's got some Nike connections. Gabe almost got an NIL deal.
Well, tell him if they find out to see the tag on them DH Gates though, he might not own that. He might not be the king too much longer.
Yeah,
though.
Gabe thinks he's got some. He's got a pass. He think because of his legacy, he can just pull up with some fake jaws on. But yeah, Gabe is a funny dude. But yeah, as parents, as consumers of this Ja Morant shoe, where do you sit with that? Knowing CJ, knowing Gabe on my end, have you heard CJ say anything about it? Or how do you feel as a parent with the whole thing with Ja?
Very interesting, great question, and I should just say, this, CJ's got a couple of pairs of Ja Morants, both bought before this second incident occurred. But after the first incident, and listen, what happened for us on this past weekend after the Instagram video was a conversation about Ja. And no, it wasn't what Michael Wilbon said. And listen, I'm not gonna dispute what Michael Wilbon does in his home, what he decides is right for his son, whatever else. But in my home, rather than taking a stand, we had a very adult conversation about making mistakes out of immaturity. And I'm having this with a 9-year-old now, but and breaking it down, and then making mistakes out of I appreciate that, but and then making mistakes out of stupidity. And so what we did was talk about Ja Morant making essentially the same mistake twice in 10 weeks, and how this can't happen, and how now, Chris, anything that Ja says, they're not going to believe, and telling Chris the importance of your words and accountability, and how this. I mean, a man's word is his bond. That's it. And having those conversations and telling Chris, now let's watch and see whether Ja learns from this, right? Let's see the steps now, because the words don't matter. And so that's how I'm handling it in my home with my son, who still idolizes Ja, but also realizes how stupid that was to handle that gun so irresponsibly. Man, we got 60 kids in this city that have been shot or been the victims of a gunshot wound. 1/3 of those is kids playing with guns. They found their parents' guns or whatever else, and in one case this weekend, tragically, a little brother shot his older sister. But the point is, if kids see Ja irresponsibly playing with guns, I don't want to say glorifying, but clearly feeling, handling them irresponsibly, bro. You don't want to be any sort of possibility of leading towards that kind of behavior or attitude around it. We know you're going to have a gun, you got to be responsible with it. And so with all the kids, and Silver pointing that out as well, tens of millions, including my son, including your son, I think it's highly, you don't have to be a role model, but don't show them that, especially when so much of you is about inspiring them. Yeah,
me and Gabe haven't had the adult conversation yet, but he's, Gabe's been on his ass though. Gabe knows all the memes.
See, and I think that's the way to do it, man.
Gabe is like, Gabe is they call Dad. He's like, Dad, they call Gabe. Dad, they call Ja Wick and 12 Pac and all this.
We were doing the same thing. Saw that Wick and said, I'm going to need a gun. Chris, I mean, we can joke about it, but too, in the end, they see the seriousness of it. Exactly. And that how you're measured in how you bounce back. Everybody's falling. Everybody falls. How you bounce back is how you're measured. And we're having those kinds of conversations rather than saying, oh, no, Ja Morant's in this house. Yeah. We hope he bounces back, Sain.
Right.
We want him to.
Exactly. I'm definitely pulling for Ja regardless of it. And, I co-parent. So I get Gabe this weekend. We're going to sit down. We're going to have that talk. I got to go to Jackson, Tennessee to do a kid swap. So on that ride home, we're going to talk Ja for a minute. I like how you made that a teachable moment, though, for sure.
100%.
For sure. That was pretty good.